So these are some salt blocks that you hang on a fence post. I'm gonna go ahead and set one back over here. So hopefully Ringo will enjoy that and allow me to finish my gift and goodie opening. Ow! Here we go. Okay, why am I so emotional? Man up, Longhorn Lester, let's go. Man up! Oh, mother! Holy mother! Jeez, Pebbles! I'm not crying because of that. I'm crying because you brought back a lot of things I had forgotten about. That hurts. But I have never cried over physical pain, not since I was a kid. You can hurt me physically all you want. I'm never going to cry about physical pain. I just scream out to the Holy Mother, whoever the Holy Mother is. Is that Mary? That's right. Okay, here we go. All right, I've regained my composure. This might be the worst gift and goodies of all time. I'm just going to say it and put it out there the way it is. This might be the worst gift and goodies of all time. Hey folks, Longhorn Lester here, and we are making a little drive out to the pasture. We're going to let the babies out and do us a little gift and goodies opening. I'll tell you what, Longhorn Lester, guys, I feel a little vain by referring to myself as Longhorn Lester, but I'm gonna say this over here. I didn't name myself that. It was you guys that coined that. I got this amazing hat that I'm wearing now. It's sort of my man up hat, if you will. And I'm circling around trying to find the best way to get to the other pasture without letting everybody out into the yard. So we're gonna make our way over. You guys join us for a really neat gift and goodies. I got the babies with me, Sissy, Chip, and Roxy, and we're heading over that way. So we'll see you on a few. All right, we're gonna set the four-wheeler, the side-by-side right here as we open our gifts today. Let me go open the pasture gate for the other babies to come out and join us. I know a lot of folks will say, Lester, you get more accomplished if you leave those babies pinned up. But guys, I enjoy the comic relief that the babies provide. And I know that you guys come here for the babies for the most part. So just allow them to run out and do their thing. I've said this a couple of times before, but here's how gifts and goodies normally goes. I spend the week collecting and gathering up anything that we get sent. And for the most part, if it's not too big of a box, sometimes the feeds I'll open immediately. But if it's not too big of a box, I will just leave it here in the back of the side-by-side, and I'll open it on the weekend when I have more time. These gifts and goodies sometimes can take a little, it takes time to open, and it takes time for you guys to watch. And I know a lot of you don't have the time during the week, so if I can, I try to play them on the weekend as well. Look how resourceful these babies are being. They're actually using the side-by-side to get themselves a little bit higher up and grabbing onto limbs and some of the green foliage around here. All right, so I need to go ahead and clarify one thing. Guys, this is going to be called the Gift and Goodies Already Opened Edition. And the reason these gifts are already open is a couple of things. So number one, I'm going to blame it on Ellie. Now, I love my son. Oh, he's my eldest, and I love him. You know that I do. But he wanted to do a special gift and goodies of his own, and he wanted to do it based around Journey, all about Journey. So what he did, we had been receiving several packages. She still has a little limp in her front leg as well. We had received several packages, and so a lot of them were for Journey. So here comes my Trudy. So Ellie came out and kind of began to open up packages and picked out only the things that were for Journey. and he made a video about that. That will be over on his channel. Secondly, because the packages sit here side by side all week, my little goats, the ones, oh, I love them so much, Chip, Roxy, and Sissy, they come by, and guys, they begin to nibble and tear on things, and before you know it, guys, don't start all that. There's things for everybody, I promise. Before you know it, there's a lot of opened gifts. But I still want to take some time to show you what we received this week. Let me set my camera up, and we'll get started, okay? All right, we're back. Guys, I just opened our first gift. This does have a note that I attached to it. It didn't come like that. I did that on my own. Hello, I would just like to say, me and my little girl love your videos. We look at them every day and just want to say, keep up the good work and God bless you. This is from Cassandra and Crystal. And I love that. You might say Cassandra. I've always pronounced Cassandra kind of in a Spanish pronunciation. I've had a lot of students over the years named Cassandra, and they were all Hispanic for the most part. My school was mostly Hispanic, actually. And so a lot of names that I pronounce, you might hear the Spanish pronunciation of those. So Cassandra, Cassandra. As a matter of fact, I've had some crystals who we've called Cristal, which is kind of neat. Come on, baby. No, Ringo, be sweet. Can y'all see there? There we go. We've gotten several packages, deliveries of animal crackers and oatmeal. I don't think I brought any oatmeal out with me. I want to say thank y'all for the oatmeal, because you know we do spoil our pigs with that. And I know the vet said they're allowed an occasional cheat day. She said once a week is fine. Sometimes I've been guilty of overindulging and allowing them several times a week just because I love seeing them get so excited. Animal crackers, I've never asked the vet about, but they're animal crackers, so how bad can they be? Seriously, right? I mean, come on. They're animal crackers, so stop saying they're all going to get the diabetes, because they're animal crackers, folks. Duh. I'm kidding, obviously. All right. So then we got this over here. Now, this was already opened. I don't know exactly what this is, but what it looks like are a couple of bandanas, a red and a black. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop this open. Guys, this looks like, wait a minute. This is actually all one gift, I believe. That's a baby's, it's a pacifier. Why in the world? All right, so this actually, I'm so sorry. This actually came to Jamie. And this is neat. Jamie, I'll need my glasses for this one over here. The story behind this nuke muzzle, a nuke muzzle, mi ángel especial that has special needs was watching this episode on Facebook with me and my daughter. He was getting upset and was saying, malo, malo, which means bad, bad. I turned around to him and asked, who's bad? Mama, he said, and I quote, this is horrible. This man is interrupting this beautiful lady. Wait a minute. That's not nice. So she and her kids were watching this episode. And supposedly this guy here, who looks a lot like me, was interrupting this lady who looks a lot like Jamie. And her son, who has special needs and also Spanish speaking, was saying, malo, malo, because I was interrupting, which means bad, bad. Oh my gosh, I feel horrible. I love to joke. Enclosed is Mr. Lester, a nuke muzzle, a nookie to stop him next time he interrupts you. I think maybe a nookie might be like another word for pacifier in Spanish. That, my friends, is funny. Ha ha ha. Just having a laugh. Mr. Lester, I hope you also find a little laugh in this. Oh, Ringo! Well, I believe that Angel, I don't know if the little guy's name is Angel or not. She calls him her angel, her special angel, mi ángel especial. I don't know if she ever said his name, but I'll tell you what. I will remember this next time I'm doing a video with Jamie or LE or anybody else. I'm going to try to allow them time to talk because I've actually been called out on that a few times before. This ought to put me in my place. I will share this with Jamie. She's not out with me right now, but I will share this with her. And I thank you. And I apologize. This is funny. Boy, what a start to a gifting goodies video. Now here's something that's still in the package, which is surprising because LE and Jamie, man, and these baby goats. Uh-oh. Oh boy, this is another one for Jamie. I should have read that. Darn it. Look at this. To Jamie and sexy, oops, I mean shirtless Jake. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what this is. It says, warning, this coop is protected by a crazy chicken lady. And that would be Jamie. Ringo, you need to stop, son. There's nothing else for you in here. He is right here at the back of the side-by-side, and he is ramming the heck out of the back of my knees. You know how someone comes up and puts your knee into yours and it'll kind of make you lunge forward? But it hurts. And he doesn't understand that it hurts. Okay, here's one for Lester and Jamie. Y'all see I'm trying to go through the ones that are still packaged first. Okay, so this looks like they're just some safety masks. It's kind of neat. High quality masks and shields. And I want to say thank you. This is the bandana style. So with school about to start, guys, this is really neat. It's a 12-pack. It doesn't tell me who it's from, and nowhere inside here does it say who it's from. Look who we're being joined by. This is the first ever that all the geese have come over. Aunt Lydia, the gray goose, has brought everybody over to be a part of the gifts and goodies. Here's what I'm going to do. I got 4 of these salt blocks, these goat licking salt blocks. Pebbles! She just headbutted me. I'm going to go ahead and open it. Pebbles just shut my video off mid-sentence. So these are some salt blocks that you hang on a fence post. I'm going to go ahead and set one back over here. So hopefully Ringo will enjoy that and allow me to finish my gift and goodie opening. Ow! No! Get back! I should have left you in the yard. Look! Look, son. It's a salt block. Okay. Guys, I can't have what he's doing to me because it's only going to get me hurt. It's going to get me, like, seriously hurt. Hey, you're being mean. You're really being mean right now. I don't know why he's being so mean to Daddy. I have nothing else to give him as far as treats go. And so, I don't know why he's being so mean. Guys, we did get something really cute, but it arrived broken. And I hate that, but I wanted to bring it out anyway and show you because how cute it was. And I'm so sorry it arrived broken. I don't know sometimes how those, you know how those shippers now, they deliver stuff, they don't take time. But this over here is a clock. I'm trying to get some of the broken glass out of it. Look at this. It's an I'm a Survivor Donkey and Farm Animal Sanctuary clock. Now, like I said, the glass had been broken out during the shipping, but look, somebody had taken and they had put little pictures of all of the babies around it for the times. They even have Journey over here, which is really, really sweet. I love how they have text at 12 o'clock. But they also took, I don't know where they did this from. I think maybe Snapchat or something had a little filter you could do where it could take your picture and make you into a cartoon. And they cartoonized me, Jamie, Ellie, and Lex and stuck that right in the middle. Now I'm gonna put a battery in this and see if it'll still work. I don't know how people come up with this kind of stuff. This is just very creative. All right, thank goodness Ringo has left. Guys, he has hurt me, like physically hurt me. And I have to be careful when I work outside around him because that's why he wears a bell. Man, a lot of folks don't want to see a goat. Here he comes again. He needs a bell though, so you can be alert when he walks over. So Aunt Lee and the geese have all gone. The goats are all pretty much still looking for some other treat. Now, this over here comes with a letter. It says to Lester. I'm going to go ahead and open the gift first and show you all before I read the letter. Ringo, there's no need in what you're about to do, son. So paper has gotten stuck to it. It's real simple cleanup. All right, so I can go ahead and read what it says over here. 2 things define you: your patience when you have nothing, and your attitude when you have everything. Just reading that has already gotten me. Seriously, I don't know what it is, guys, but certain little things that I read or that I see I just feel emotions welling up inside of me. I'm almost terrified to read this letter because I can feel that it's going to be, I just have a feeling. It's a feeling that you get when, I have this feeling coming over me. Now, I did wear my Longhorn Lester cap and ring, which normally helps with the manning up a little bit and take my mind and focus on something else. But before I read the letter, let me talk about this over here for a second, guys. I'm so blessed to say, without feeling sorry for myself, because that's the last person I ever want to be known as, someone who feels sorry for themselves. A lot of us who have had to work around some kind of a situation in life, a rock bottom. Let me just call it a rock bottom, because rock bottom comes in so many shapes and sizes, and every single one of us have that in common. So if I could just call it a rock bottom, and what I mean by that, just real fast, is obviously I had a tough time with Hurricane Harvey. You all know that story. Pebbles is in the driver's seat, and she's gotten the seat belt stuck around her. I had it latched because a side-by-side won't drive without it being buckled. And so I just buckle it, yet I never wear it. I know, don't say it, Mom. Pebbles has put her head behind it, and she's got herself stuck in. And now Lenny's going to help her. Anyway, so Hurricane Harvey was bad, and it put me into a really bad place. It's done some things that have had some lasting effects here. But I also know that even you guys, there's one thing that this page has in common, and the fact that it's all of us have found each other because of the fact that every last one of us have undergone, have persevered through, or maybe still battling our own, a different maybe version of rock bottom. I mean, I've read this morning how there's forest fires burning the West Coast, guys, just going through cities and towns. I know maybe 2 weeks ago there was horrific flooding, you know, in Europe, in Germany, and China. And I mean, and then if it's not natural disaster, for Lord's sake, you got things going on with, you know, people go through divorces where they find themselves going through life alone, and they, you know, and their life partner who they thought they'd have forever, didn't end up being forever after all. You have people that have lost loved ones. You have people that are having health issues. You have, I mean, financial issues. Relationship woes in general, just, man, and then you think about how many people have dealt with or are dealing with some kind of abuse. And abuse comes in so many forms. So my heart breaks for people. But I'm also blessed that we've all kind of found a place where we've all have each other to get through those times. And then this over here. 2 things define you. Now, this is not just me, guys. This is also you. Your patience when you have nothing. The geese are back. How hard is it, guys, when you find yourself at a rock bottom? So what I had to do was a little mind trick that when I looked around and I physically, materialistically had nothing. When the car, the house, you know, your fences, your animals, your tractor, your equipment, you name it. When everything was gone. All of those things that I had saved and bought for my kids, furniture in the house was just gone. And so I had to do a mind game where I says that, okay, so let's look what I have. Both my boys are alive and healthy. Now, I didn't have Jamie at that time, so there wasn't a relationship I could, you know, reach out to, or I wasn't getting support that way. And then, like I've also said before, it wasn't even family I could reach out to because all of my family members had also suffered and lost. You know, Uncle Dan, my brother, lost his entire home. The water split it in half, washed it across the pasture. My sister Tina also lost her entire home. Water had just, you know, it was on blocks, and water just, the force of the water just picks it up and carries it. No, sir. And so I was looking at, you know what, at least I can turn this barn into a home. I had something. So I'm looking at saying, okay, well, okay, my kids are okay. And I have there's a structure over my head. There's a roof over my head. Yeah, you know, it may not have been, it was a barn, for Christ's sake, a metal building. But it was a place to go. I put an AC unit in the window. I was able to, you know, take the front of the barn and put an actual face on it, a door, a couple of windows. I moved a little military pallet, a cot, they call it, a cot. I had a place to sleep. At some point, I got a TV. And then if you don't come to my rescue, let me tell you how. This is, I gotta show you this real fast. If I don't start having people who had seen the little homecoming video start reaching out and writing me, giving me words of encouragement, and just kind of pushing me, saying you can do this, sitting there kind of like motivating me to keep waking up and pushing. I don't know if I would call that patience that I had during all of that. And I would say it was mind control. It was the power of mind over matter, to where I could take things and try to find the bright side of stuff. Hey, even the mallard ducks have come over to join me now. This is cute. I've never had the geese or mallards be a part of the gift and goodies. Goats are one thing. They're all over the place. I think y'all can see they've knocked the flowers over behind me. Joanne's going to be upset. And then your attitude when you have everything. I wouldn't say I have everything. Man, I tell you what, I've been so blessed to have my kids have their health. I've met a wonderful woman in Jamie who supported me when I had nothing. And that's not something, that's a rarity. She was there when I had nothing. And she stuck through as I slowly began to rebuild this place. And then I have you. And I have all of this stuff here in front of me. Every week, and a whole load of neat little things that you do for me. Us. So, maybe I do have everything. Maybe I do have everything. I don't have a boat. I am actually going to get a boat. Nothing fancy. But we saw with the most recent set of storms that we have to have a boat here. I can't rely on someone to come to our rescue. I gotta stay focused. I do have everything. I have everything I've ever wanted and then some. And so thank you for reminding me of that. Let's read the letter. And then I'm going to go through this stuff really fast. Dear Lester, the other day I happened to run across an out-of-sequence video, as Facebook is known to do. I am so sorry for that, y'all. I will say it real fast. If you want to see the videos in order, you have to actually go to the page. I know it sucks. You have to go to the page, click on videos, and it will open them all up in order. You might have the option to choose most popular, most viewed, or whatever. Longest to shortest, shortest to longest. But I think by default, it's going to open them up in the order that they were uploaded. More mask. Here we go. So this person is actually welcomes an out of order video. All right, so I ran across an out of sequence video, as Facebook is known to do, and of course I watched it as I sit in my wood shop waiting on a job to run. It's the video called Ringo's Nap, dated January 29th, 2021. In that video, you talked at length about the barndominium, how you made it into a livable space. Man, I was just talking about that. After Hurricane Harvey, the patio furniture, the small fridge. This is just flooding me with memories that I'd forgot about. Hey, baby. That's right. The patio furniture. That's funny. I had my, what do they call that? Wrought iron patio furniture. It did not float away in the hurricane. Everything else floated away. That was not nailed down. But my patio furniture, it was still there. And I used it inside the house for a while. Hey, Trudy. And I bought a little mini fridge to keep milk. I had to have cereal. Here we go. Okay, why am I so emotional? Man up, Longhorn Lester. Let's go. Man, oh, mother. Holy mother. Jeez, Pebbles. I'm not crying because of that. I'm crying because you brought back a lot of things I had forgotten about. That hurts. But I have never cried over physical pain, not since I was a kid. You can hurt me physically all you want. I'm never going to cry about physical pain. I just scream out to the Holy Mother, whoever the Holy Mother is. Is that Mary? That's right. Okay, here we go. All right, I've regained my composure. This might be the worst gifting goodies of all time. I'm just going to say it and put it out there the way it is. This might be the worst gifting goodies of all time. Maybe if I'm lucky, Facebook will play it out of order and you'll never have to see it. Here we go. Or maybe it'll be after I'm long gone. Okay. As I watched and listened to that video, it took me back to 2009 when a house fire took everything I owned and left me and my partner without a place to live, a pair of shoes to wear, not a toothbrush, not even a comb. And it also took my lovely little cat, Jake. Now, when I say I lost everything, I do mean everything. So much of what you talked about, we lived. So many of the things you recalled were right out of my own life. Friends who avoided us, F them. F those people, y'all. I don't use that word. Why am I so emotional right now? Oh, I hope no one's listening to me besides these animals. Oh, I hate people like that. Friends, huh? Fair-weathered friends is what they are. Friends who avoided us. The incredible amount of work to rebuild our lives. He put in quotes, living small. And I had to laugh at some of it. Like that little fridge in your patio furniture. We were graciously offered the use of a very small, creaky, drafty, uneven, a leaking house right next to the property. And for 13 months, we lived in essentially the 2 rooms, with 2 rooms and a bed, a pair of folding chairs, a cooler, milk crate, and a garage shelving unit while he and I built our new place. We had a crew come in and put up the log walls and most of the roof, but he and I did the rest alone. I don't know if y'all have carpentry skills or not, he or you, but if you don't, that makes it even harder. I often say, thank God for YouTube, because I built my home, my barn home, using YouTube videos, how-to videos that I found on YouTube. I love Facebook for bringing us all together, but man, I owe YouTube my livelihood, my life, if you will. Not maybe my actual life, but this farm, because I think FEMA came by and did an assessment of your damages, and they cut everybody a check for a couple of $1,000. And most people, y'all, most people took that little check and they went out and they either began to rent because they did not have the means to rebuild, didn't have the know-how, didn't have the health to rebuild. But I took my $2,000 and put a face on my barn to enclose it, and put a little AC unit in the window to keep it, to at least give it, some cool. And then I began to each month add, you already know. Let me continue on with this. All the things a construction crew could do in a matter of months, he and I did in 13 months with little or no help at all. He had retired by that time, but I still worked my job, so I rearranged my workday to start early and end early so I could come home and continue work. Yeah, I remember that too. That was hard. Once school started back, you know, all of the schools in the area were closed for about 2 weeks because Hurricane Harvey was no small. It was nothing. It was a massive storm, and there was widespread flooding. So all of the local schools were shut down because there were so many families who were displaced. And so I was out of school for 2 weeks after the flood. And for those 2 weeks, it was nonstop work. And then even once school started back and I began to going back to work, it was coming home and continuing to work. So I know you. There are, of course, so many more things I could talk about with that whole grand adventure that would likely have you nodding your head, remembering how hard it was for you. But I'll spare you. I tend to be too wordy anyway. Ringo's back. He has a little cough. Are you okay? I do have a specific reason for writing this and sending you what I did. Which, if you've already forgotten, we both learned so much about ourselves. And I thought it might be appropriate to hang in your barndominium. And I will. I'll clean off that paper. I may have to get a little bit damp to do so, or just scrape it lightly, but I'll get that cleaned up. 2 things define you: your patience when you have nothing, and your attitude when you have everything. That fire taught us just how really, man, that fire taught us just how little we really need to live. It doesn't take much, really. A secure place to lay your head at night? Yes. Enough food to eat? Yes. The ability to pay the bills, and companionship. That partnership with someone you trust and love. The matched furniture, the big TV, carpet on the floor, satellite, internet, a big fridge, kitchen with all the gadgets, all the things that used to be a necessity. But in truth, none of them are really necessary. They're just gravy on your biscuit or a cherry on top. I'm sorry I'm having to fight off Ringo. It actually doesn't take a whole lot. I've made a couple of dozen of these plaques. Oh, so you made this. That's beautiful. Each one lumber milled down from a downed hurricane tree, or lumber salvaged from the remains of something in the old house. Oh, that's powerful. The sentiment on the wood that has its own story of sorts, and each person who owns one of them is someone to read it. Ask how I chose that particular saying, so I would tell a much shorter version of the story and explain the history of that particular piece of wood. Each person who bought one of those little plaques did it with a hug and more than a few teary eyes because they could relate. Man. I think Ringo's here to remind me of what physical pain feels like. Because the pain of what you went through and remembering. Now, this particular piece of wood is from a decorative shelf that my granddad had made 60 years ago. I saved what I could of that shelf. I cleaned up the pieces and I stored them in the lumber room of the shop, waiting on that smoky smell to finally disappear so it could be planed and sanded and sent out with another little life lesson to another person who would understand the meaning. Stop it, Ringo. Seriously. I have to pull it together, man. Pull it together. I'm almost done. A bonus lesson from that time has stuck with both of us. Life is simpler when you plow around the stump. That's a farm thing. Many of y'all wouldn't understand that. Our best to you, Jamie, Ellie, and Lex. You become a part of our daily lives. I don't deserve you. Just irregardless of how I look right now, I do have everything. With people like you, and people like you, people like you, and you, and you, and you. I gotta open one more. I've been watching this shirt for a couple of days. I promise I'm gonna I'm gonna clean up. Voodoo's, Bucky, Dixie. I'm a survivor. My God, Lester. What's wrong with me? I have not... Okay. Oh, I hope that no one's still watching this video. Ow, Ringo! Not now, son! Thank you. Thank you for everything, folks. I'm just gonna real fast take a peek here, and I'm seeing, I talked about the salt blocks that we were delivered. We have a lot of signs. I only want 3 chickens. They scratched that out. 4, 6, 10, 15. Hey, don't judge. Someone else, warning, do not make the chickens angry. They can be real peckers. We have some coffee and some tea sent from England, along with some really neat bags that we're very appreciative for. We have some cute little barn ornaments. There's a cow that says moo, a pig says oink, and there was one more. Oh, it was a chicken that says cluck. Sorry, I'm dealing with Ringo here. We have some fly traps. I've never seen these. This is something brand new. It's called a big bag fly trap. I'm gonna go home. Oh my God, have mercy. Ow! Oh, please. Oh, okay. Thank y'all for watching.